So in this lesson, we are going to deal with the final variable when it comes to your resistance to change. As a reminder, what we've dealt with so far, we've dealt with your level of thinking, with your feeling towards the change, your programming and experiences. And then that brings us to the final variable, and the E, an extremely important variable to understand. And that is, what is your current environment? If your current environment is negative, you're going to find yourself being negative, and you're going to find yourself being resistant to change as well. Now, when we speak about environment, we really speak about environment on two levels. The firstly is, as it states, your physical environment can have a very big influence on your ability to change, or your willingness to change even. Think about somebody who lives in a very poor neighborhood, where everybody around them is poor. In an environment like that, it's very difficult for the person to think wealth. It's very difficult for that person to have that belief within themselves that they can ever overcome the obstacles in that environment, because all they see around them is lack and poverty. It's definitely much easier for someone who comes from a wealthy neighborhood, who was brought up in a wealthy neighborhood, in a wealthy family, to think wealth-conscious thoughts. So your very first level that you need to be looking at here is your environment, your physical environment. But then the second level when it comes to environment that is also just as important is the people that you surround yourself with. The people that you interact with every day really can make or break your goals, your dreams, your visions, and also the change that you wish to make. Have a look around it and ask yourself, the people that are with me, are they really people that are encouraging me? Are they really people that are uplifting me and supporting me with my goals, supporting me with my change? You know, I'll give an example. Somebody who, for example, has the goal or that they want to change their physical appearance. They want to lose weight. It becomes so much more difficult to do that if you are in the wrong environment. So if the people that are around you are not supporting you, and you know those people I'm talking about, whenever they find out you're on a diet, it's almost like they want to encourage you and they say, come on, just eat something. There's no support behind it. And even more devastating than that can be a partner. A partner that doesn't support you can really be a dream breaker for you and really make it very difficult for you to create the change that you wish to create. So in this specific lesson, I'm going to invite you to really go and take a look at your environment, your physical environment, as well as the people you surround yourself with, and ask yourself, are they supporting you? Are they the kind of environment you need to support you? That is what I love about the GeniusU community, is that it is a community of people who support each other's dreams, support each other's goals. And that is the kind of community you need to be focused on being around to help and support the changes that you wish to make. Someone told me something once, and it's really made me think over the years. They said to me, if you look at yourself, go and look at your family, but especially go and look at your group of friends. If you are the wealthiest person amongst all your friends, then it's probably time for you to look for some new friends, because you want to surround yourself with people who are at the level you wish to be. Because when you are with them, you learn to think like them. You learn to behave like they behave. So have a look at this, and let us take a little bit of a look at how the score in this specific variable when it comes to environment works. So to rate yourself when it comes to environment, you'll see that there's, again, two areas you need to be rating and measuring yourself. And the very first one is, take a look at your current environment. So I'm speaking about where you currently live, where you currently work, currently where you spend most of your time. And then also take a look at the people you are spending most of your time with. Would you say they are positive, uplifting, supportive of the changes you wish to make? And would you say, in the same way, the environment is supportive of the changes you wish to make? Let us say, for example, that you want to make a change in drinking too much alcohol. You've decided you want to drink less and you want to stay off of alcohol. If you're in an environment where you're in a bar every night because that's where all your friends are, do you think it's going to be possible for you to create that change? So really take a look at it. And again, it's a score from 1 to 10. From 1 being a score that says I have a extremely positive environment and extremely positive people. No one is negative. Everybody is so supportive of me. To a score of 10, where obviously it's the complete opposite of that. That is where you will say, I am in an environment that like the drunk in a bar, that is absolutely not conducive to me creating the change that I wish to make. And even further beyond that, I have nobody supporting me. My friends are all asking me, why am I quitting drinking? Or my friends are all always asking me to lend money, so I can never seem to be able to save money. Or whenever I go visit my friends, they're never understanding of the fact that I want to change my health. So they're always trying to push me to eat things I don't want to eat. Really have a close look at this. And if you might find, for example, that your environment is positive in terms of the physical environment, that is supportive of the change you want to make, but the people are not, then you would score yourself closer to a 5 out of 10. If you find that the people and environment is really supportive, it's a 1 out of 10, and if not, it's a 10 out of 10. And then on the next area that you're going to rate yourself is, what was your environment like growing up? Once again, it's important to look at that. What were the people like growing up? Your parents, maybe people you went to school with, teachers. Were they supportive of you? Did they encourage you? Did you feel like you could create change? Did you feel like you could grow into the person you wanted to be in that environment? And what was the physical environment like? Once again, rate yourself from a score of 1 to 10. From 1 being an absolutely positive experience in childhood, positive parents, positive friends, positive teachers, positive environment, to a 5 being at least one of those 2 were not positive, to a 10 being both of them were extremely negative. And when you've done that, well done. What we've done now is we've really gone and identified the variables that make up your resistance to change. And if we look at these 4 variables, we really realize how challenging it is to create change in any area of our lives. And we realize, and we can answer the question, why people struggle so much with change. Because if you have negative thinking in the area that you want to change, added to that, you have negative feelings and emotions. Added to that, negative programming and experiences in your life and a negative environment. It becomes almost impossible to create change in that area. Luckily, there is a way to balance that out. And we need to understand how intrinsic motivation works. And then we can understand how to balance it out in such a way that change can start happening. Well done for getting this far in the lessons. And now we go to the other side of the equation in the next lesson, where we start discussing the variables that make up the intrinsic motivation to change. And then finally, we'll begin to understand how to create a balance in our lives, how to get the formula right in our lives so that we can really start creating the change that we are looking for. I look forward to continuing this journey with you in the next lesson.